another Touareg. All right, we're becoming the real Touareg experts here. So, Touareg built on the Audi sort of like, you know, full-size SUV chassis. So what does that mean? That means that you've got your Volkswagen Touareg, you've got your Audi Q7, you've got your Porsche Cayenne. Basically all your Volkswagen Auto Group cars that are sort of at this size as an SUV, they actually all share the same sort of chassis components. I believe they call it the MQB platform or whatever. Don't quote me on that, Volkswagen. That's all right, I don't work there. I work at CANOPIES 4x4. So the tow bar itself is pretty straightforward. You just sort of like remove the rear bar like we've done here. That's the rear bar removed, right? Making sure that you remove all the plugs so that you don't end up wrecking any of the sensors. Come around, John, I'll show you another part of it, right? And then it's already got all of these captive nuts. These captive nuts, right, that lead into the chassis of the vehicle. So what this had previously was a crash bar, so that like if you're hit from the rear end and to stop the whole vehicle sort of crumpling in on itself, the manufacturers will put like a crash bar over here. So what we do in the process of fitting a tow bar is removing this crash bar and then fitting the tow bar in its place. So basically your tow bar, which is built much more heavy duty, why? Because it's actually got to have some kind of towing capacity. Crash bar doesn't have to have any towing capacity. It's only for crash purposes. A lot of the time, some customers, well, we've had, you know, I can count multiple instances where customers don't actually necessarily need tow bars, but they want an additional sort of fixture to give them additional protection from the rear end, so that they just opt to get a tow bar fitted, no wiring. Well, while we're at it, we may as well add the wiring. In this case, the customer does need the tow bar for towing. Great thing about our tow bars that are going on this one, it's going to be a BTA tow bar. It's going to be 3.5 ton towing capacity, right? Another thing, John, come around here and like I'll sort of, you would have maybe heard that clicking. That's the relays inside this ECU module that are going. The reason why those relays are going is that actually this is a dual voltage relay, these ECU modules here. And the reason why we have to do that is because it's fairly common with European vehicles where the same power wire powers both the brake and the parker. So that ECU module over there is going to be able to determine the amount of voltage that's actually going into it, and then discern whether or not it's going to run the parker or the brake, because you're going to find that on all trailers, the parkers and the brakes are independent. Trailers are all much more simpler than some of these cars. I mean, like for example, Japanese manufacturers, you never see them combining the parker and the brake, which is more of a simpler design. I think simple is best, but what we have to do, we have to account for the fact that some of the manufacturers make different choices. So we're accounting for that. So that's basically how a BTA, a tow bar, is fitted on a Volkswagen Touareg. We'll go through it once again once we get the final product and you'll see the car come back together. Alrighty, ladies and gents, what is there to say? Tow bar fitted, V6 TDI, Blue Motion. Not just four-wheel drive, you get Blue Motion on these. So 7-pin plug fitted, right? I'm gonna try and get this done quick so that I don't get diesel poisoning. 3.5 ton towing capacity. These ones got a nice little anti-rattle hitch pin over here, so it's not rattling all over the place while you're trying to get it, while you're towing or anything like that or driving around. So apart from that, pretty straightforward. BTA gives us a lifetime warranty on these. I think I already mentioned 3.5 ton towing. All the electrics ready to rock and roll. That's basically the long and short of it.